Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Interactive Friction Tomb Raider. I am your host, Brandon Lee Carey. Joining me, as always, is Samuel Callahan, aka the Master Archer Competitor Extraordinaire.
That's right. Finally got
I
we got the last
I'm
boss
getting
fought.
worse at this as time goes on.
Well, we only got a few episodes left for you to be bad at it.
They don't have new material.
Anyway, so our new goal from the last episode, we picked up a notebook that basically said the guy, I believe it was one of the World War II soldiers said he figured out a way to get off the island, and it was something to do with this temple up here.
It was a World War II scientist
Okay. Um,
who was with the World War II soldiers.
so basically, what happened is we were gonna go on the boat with Reyes, and Reyes was like, "We're gonna get the fuck out of here," and Laura convinced them to stay for now. But she said she's gonna leave when she's gonna leave, so...
Because Jonas is something tribal, and they all believed him. Because tribal is stuff.
Saying they didn't believe Laura, they just believed Jonas.
Yes, they believed Laura because Jonas is a tribal guy, and he saw the spirits or whatever excuse they gave.
He didn't say
Just,
anything about
just
spirits, he just said, didn't he say
or like
he felt it? He said he felt something on the ship that told him.
yes, which is just as exactly as bad. Exactly as bad.
I feel it. Alright. I'm trying to remember exactly how far away this is from the end of the game, but this is like definitely the final
We're
act.
getting close. This is the third act.
So get ready for my hot speed run of the end of this game.
We will finish this in however long it takes.
No, man, last episode. Also, I knew that was going to happen as soon as I said hot speed run. I knew that was going to happen. As far as, you know, throughout the entire game, like all the platforming sections, I find that this one's actually pretty good, just as, you know, as far as, like, what
I
you're
mean, this
doing,
game
getting
doesn't have
stuff.
hard platforming in general.
Yeah, I just like the setup, like, you know, there's a good feel of progress as you go through this, that you're, you know, just because you can see in the distance exactly where you're going. Which, you know, platformers like, you know, Uncharted
Gives
have that
you a
problem
goal
of
and
being...
telling you need to get there.
Yeah, whereas, like, you know, Uncharted has a sort of problem with its platforming where because it's all very corridor-based, there's not really a great sense of progress.
Yeah, and you never really see how far you truly are in the game unless you've done it before and you know exactly how long each segment is.
Yeah, whereas, you know, Tomb Raider multiple times now has been able to show us a whole area. Like, you can look down here or the shantytown, things like that, and basically see how far you've come.
You almost missed that jump.
Almost! Gotta jump off, gotta jump off! I fell off that thing before. Once in a different life, in a different tomb.
Hmm.
Anyway, making progress. There's, I believe,
Yeah.
around this corner up here, there should be a couple of guys.
We are going in a forward direction.
So is this the episode that we just call It's Platforming?
Wow.
Alright, can't remember if there's like a notebook or anything here. I don't think so. Nope.
Collectibles, guys!
Some hot environmental storytelling going on. I know where I'm going. Okay, here we go.
Collectibles are always those weird things in games where they don't usually fit. Like 9 times out of 10, they just seem tacked on.
Also just realized the objective is discover ancient tomb. Raid
Discover the
tomb,
ancient tomb.
and then proceed to raid it.
That's our mission, is to discover the tomb that we do not know exists.
That's always been a weird game problem that I think I remember talking with Red Taylor about early on in Tomb Raider. That just this problem of objectives giving away certain parts of the game.
Yes.
And, you know, to a certain degree, that's like an accessibility thing of like you don't want people getting lost in your game or anything
Or
like
like-
that. But it's just bizarre a lot of the time.
Like there's often like missions where you're usually like killing the end target, or then when they change the prompt to stop the target, you know he's not going to die in the end because you usually hear assassinate. And like all those other weird interface spoilers that games tend to do.
Yeah, interface spoilers is a pretty good name for that.
Or well, that's what the TV Tropes calls it.
Nope, nope, nope.
Or like
Don't die. That was close.
or like when you're like, "Oh, this can't possibly be the end because I'm only at level 5."
Yeah. Video games got problems, man. So I wonder if I can go to campfire now. Alright, cool. There's totally no bad guys so I can camp.
Although a lot
got
of although there's also like a subtrope of games that go out of their way to hide things. Like in Persona 3 when Shinjiro has a full skill tree, even though he dies, spoiler alert, halfway through the game.
wait, what game we're talking about?
It's Persona 3,
Oh,
Shinjiro,
nope, you lost me.
the guy who dies.
Nope, didn't get that far.
That's literally his only character arc.
I don't think I even got that far. Which is
You
weird.
you didn't beat Persona 3.
We've talked about this before that I haven't beaten Persona 3.
The tomb must be in the lower levels.
We've mentioned this many times before.
What the shit?
Yeah, you don't remember this conversation like 8 times now that we've had? Hey Sam, you finished Persona 3? No, that's why I'm replaying on the PS3, remember?
Oh wow, no, I don't remember this at all.
No, yeah, I never beat that game. It's been pissing me off for a long
What the
time.
hell?
Yeah. It sucks.
Why are you playing Bloodborne then? Get on it.
I love how this is a startling revelation for you.
The elevator is
I mean, you
It's like-
defend that game so much, I assumed you'd beaten it just because...
Brandon, why would I defend a game that I've beaten? That seems like too smart of an idea. Yeah.
What the shit?
This is just hilarious to me. This is Brandon's complete fucking meltdown over me not finishing Persona 3.
Okay,
and always talking about Persona 3.
To get back on topic, this is actually a pretty good puzzle.
It is a puzzle that I got stuck on for a much too long time.
Really?
Yeah, it got down to like the last like little gear that you have to cut off, and I could not
Ah.
figure out where it was.
So I really liked this puzzle when I played through it. I thought it was really well designed.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just
'Cause
I'm bad at puzzles.
Because you know instinctively what you're supposed to do. There's no worry in figuring that out. So now it all becomes down to figuring out how to actually do it.
Yeah, how to navigate the elevator. Oh, book. Collectible.
Command to operative.
Oh
Is
man.
concerned acquisition of star phenomenon acceptable sabotage of access operation imperative. Great. Fantastic. There's a ladder here.
Was there some other person or group here?
Maybe. Oh, no, not there
Asks Laura, even though she has journals from a World War II scientist, which is why we're here at this moment in time.
yet. Don't worry about it. Just don't think about the bad plot points. They'll go away. Right, there we go. This was the one I couldn't figure out for the longest time. This is when you have to jump through the hole onto a rock wall because I just didn't notice the wall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's my fault because the survival instinct is basically the way to solve that problem, and I keep forgetting it exists. Alright, we got all the shotguns now.
I do like that the survival instinct doesn't like, it's not like detective mode where you can just turn it on and off. Where if you
If you move,
it turns off on its own.
yeah.
I
So it
like
requires
that.
You to, like, stand in good places and
Yeah.
fit your shit out.
Because it solves that Arkham Asylum problem where you basically stay in detective mode for the entire game and never turn it off.
Yep, and basically you just see the whole game is blue.
Yes.
I wonder how they're gonna solve that with Arkham Knight, if at all.
They're not.
I think they're just like, fuck it. It's beyond
I don't think
repair.
they have a choice, honestly.
Yeah, probably right.
Because they've kind of committed to the Arkham formula at this point. There's not really a whole lot they can do to change it without pissing somebody off.
Yeah, I saw the gameplay reveal for it, but I'm just having that problem of, like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm just, like, I played 3 Batman games, they're basically the same thing. The 4th
You-
one, like, it looks...
You know what I find amusing?
Huh.
There is someone out there who will be watching this for the first time years after Arkham Knight comes out, and they'll be like, what the hell? And this will be so dated because we're talking about that game before it came out.
I mean, we're talking about a game from 2013 as well.
Yeah,
We're also
but then
talking about
again,
Persona 3, which came out in, what, like 2005?
But then again, those are dated now, so they'll still be dated even when this episode is like out in the wilds for like a year or two.
So you want to talk about Life is Strange, since that's not finished? You want to talk about Persona 5? How hard do you want to date this episode? So I can date it all the way.
Tomb Raider episode, whatever this is, carbon dating the episode.
I'm going to date the hell out of that carbon.
All right.
if there's a dating sim about dating carbon.
There's one about dating pigeons.
Yeah. I never
Oh,
played
this wasn't a good room for me, honestly. I didn't like this particular room for combat.
that. Was
Spoiler alert:
silent.
the bad guys will ambush us right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I felt this room was a little too claustrophobic for the amount of enemies they send at you.
Well, there's basically like one piece of cover, and it's like the edge of the stairs. Like,
Yes.
that's the only piece of cover I ever really found.
So you're basically like, for the most part, unless you're careful, like out in the open the entire time, and against these enemies, that's not good.
Also, I wish I could remember the term. I always joke and call it Sudoku, but I think it's...
Seppuku.
Yeah, seppuku. Interesting.
And she just said it.
Oh, well. Also, that blade is clean cut in half. It's also broken. It's also,
Again,
like, I wouldn't hold that with
katana-
your fucking fingers.
Katanas are garbage.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was last episode we talked about that. You know, relevant
She has
now.
cut herself because the sword is still sharp.
I thought they were garbage, though.
I have failed.
Also,
Oh,
if the
I-
hilt is hollow in order to support a note, you think that the hilt would be the first thing to break.
Could save her and to
When you apply, like, any kind of force through it.
Now the first and
I
last
don't know.
queen lives a half-life, a soul in a decay.
Yeah, like if you compare Western swords to Eastern swords, Western swords will pretty much always win.
This earth.
I am
Except-
sure there's a YouTube
Except I
video on
think
that.
China made some decent swords. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Wasn't there a point in school that you were studying Chinese dynasties when I brought it up?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember
Well,
why I brought
it
that
was
up.
in world history class.
What's causing storms?
I don't remember why I brought that up at one point, though. I don't remember what the hell we were talking about. Maybe it was like Dynasty Wars
Yeah.
or something like that.
Just stop.
I'll probably elaborate a bit more about the history behind katanas in that particular post, because I find that a very interesting subject. I'm sure someone else who watches this will too.
Hot katana history. Yeah, so this is your one piece of cover. This stairwell.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not. Again, this room is really bad. Like,
Yeah,
this is
they got
probably the worst combat room in the game. Even still, it's not terrible. It could be much worse.
Oh, right, you have to leave. I was like, why aren't they coming out? Because you have to leave. You have to try to leave so it'll blow up.
Yeah. Set pieces, guys.
Yep. I mean, this game is pretty alright with its scripting. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse. That's for sure.
Damn.
I have seen games that have had a lot worse scripting than this. See, it's like you're. I actually spent most of this combat like circling around the stairwell because there's like a passage underneath the stairs.
Oh, there is?
I think so.
Let's find out. It looks like there would be. Oh, yeah, there totally is. First time I've ever
Yeah, so I
noticed that.
spent most of my time when in the end when it was just a bunch of guys in the arena, circling around them on the stairs, popping them off one by one.
Oh, trick shot. Yeah.
And even with this stairway there, it's still not a great arena.
No. You know, if we're going to compare it to all the ones in the game, this is probably one of the worst out there.
Yeah. Even still, for this being the worst, that's not bad
No.
for a typical shooter. Because every shooter has that one really poorly designed level. This is the one.
Which is a shame. And, you know, I think it was like an episode or two ago. It was during our last we talked about the idea of you know, designing levels both for combat, for stealth, and I would also say that to that degree, you know, you have to design levels both for combat, for stealth, and also just for good design. Like, it has to fit in the world.
Yeah, and this is strictly a combat level.
Which is, why
There is
when,
no... Oh, you are like... You do not want to get next to that guy while he's shooting at you.
Yeah, but I point that out just because I recently started replaying The Last of Us, the Remastered Edition, and the first time you get in combat in that game, it's so bad to design. Where it's just like, here's a couple of crates and stuff in
Yeah.
the middle of a square
It is the
area.
part where you see the chest-high walls.
Yeah, and it's
And
just
you
so
know before it
blatant.
happens.
It's bad. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how they decided that would work.
Like, that's a decent scene, but like the actual level is like garbage. It's
Crap.
because again, it's not just making it so it's good for play, but you got to make it look like it's a
on.
plausible space in the world, and that's really hard.
Getting shot from the other side, aren't I? No. I just recently played some kind of game where whenever you were getting shot, you couldn't shoot back.
Oh,
I don't
man.
remember what it was, but I just remember that was the worst game design I'd seen in a while.
The knockback puts you in like a stun lock.
Yeah. What was it? It was something I played really recently. And it was just bad in that sense. Like, I don't remember it being a bad game. I just remember that part, just with the shooting being like, how the fuck did this happen?
Well, as long as you keep getting those killer headshots, you should be fine.
Yeah, I really should be getting more headshots, but it does that common problem of like, you can get headshots and learn those, but then it always, in games like these, introduces armored enemies. It's like, well, they have to take like 4 hits to the head before it works. It's like, then why
I
not just hit them in
know.
the body at that point?
Like seriously, that whole thing with enemies that have the full helmets, that's never been a smart idea in games.
Yeah, like I get
Rarely
why they
have.
do it, but it's like, at some point, you just need to design your combat to be more dynamic so that headshots are harder to do, not make the enemies harder to actually kill. Oh, we got a bit of the theme coming in.
Like if there was like a because I can understand if they covered the whole head except for the face. Because if you have a whole helmet covering your face, that really hampers your vision.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had a that kind of helmet on before.
No, I've worn like, you know, masks before for like paintball and
Yeah.
such, but never like full helmets.
But it does seriously limit your cone of vision, which in a fight, that's not what you want.
I've got to get back there.
Got to get back. Alright, well that's the end of that. And now we're gonna head back to the boat. We're gonna go find Kenny. Let's see if I can get these
He
guys.
just got killed.
Whoop, nope. Oh! Yeah, I also, this thing is so upgraded that I can just hit him in the chest and they'll die in one hit, so I shouldn't be bothering with headshots.
We should always try to go for the killer headshot.
Oh, that's right. Need to get that XP bonus.
Yeah, the killer headshot.
Also, I've been wondering, but when Laura uses this thing to go up so fast, you think that it would be burning through her pants?
Yeah, totally.
Like, I've seen Mythbusters, and I've seen the idea that friction, you know, unless it's insanely high, wouldn't cause it to catch fire, but you figure after a while it would just start cutting through her
It would
pants.
erode her clothing.
Yeah.
Reyes, you're hurt.
Not all at once, but gradually.
Have you ever noticed that the typical, I'm injured shot is the one in the arm?
Seriously.
Yes.
Like, you see that a lot in films and such, where it's like, I need to be hurt in such a way that I can still move, but I have taken damage. And it's like, no, I'll get shot in the arm.
He's taking
Even though
Because you can't
that's
afford to
not
get
a
shot in
great.
the head. Getting shot in the
There
chest
is
will
no
probably kill
real
you.
great place to get shot, but like, I've heard a study that say if you wanna have the most survivable chance, the best place to get shot is the ass.
Yeah. A lot of cushion.
And we're getting close to the time we need to call it for this episode.
Alright, I believe we're moving to the next area now.
Yeah.
I think it's the final area. I think we are closer than I thought.
Yeah, and this is basically Laura telling all of us about her crazy plan, but it's so crazy it just might work.
And Ray's still like, oh, Roth,
Whatever's
he
happening,
wielded 2 pistols so well.
Lara deserves a shot.
We can't go back to their stronghold.
He had points in dual wielding.
They won't take her there. They'll take her to the ritual
Also, where's
chamber.
Sam and Whitman?
We can use
Oh,
this
right, they got
to get
taken, right.
closer.
Yeah,
Or
well,
Whitman
figure
didn't get
quotes taken.
Yes, Sam
I
got
know you
taken.
want to get home to your daughter.
Whitman got quote-unquote taken.
Whitman was taking her.
Yes.
I'm
So you're
not
saying Whitman was
asking you
Liam
to
Neesoning
believe,
her?
Reyes. I'm asking you to trust.
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
It's funny jokes.
let's get this thing in the water.
Oh man, if only we didn't blow up that giant airship, we could have used that.
Raise a maxi for just once, not be the sassy black woman.
Whenever you're ready to go. Come
For
on.
me, can you do that?
Alright, so we want to call it here before we step onto the boat to the final area of the game.
Yeah.
Alright, well with that guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Not too much happened, but you know, we're in the final
Nothing
lead up.
important happened today.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a lead up to the final few episodes. So, if you like this video, you can hit the like button below, and because it makes me and Brandon smile. It used to make just Brandon smile, now I smile too, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like so. And, of course, if you want to see more episodes by us and check out future seasons when they come out, you can always subscribe to our channel. And
let us know what you think about this Let's Play. We definitely would love to hear some feedback.
yes. So you can do so by commenting below if you'd like to discuss the episode or leave some feedback on the series in general.
Do you think it's garbage? You'd like to not make it garbage.
Comment how to make not garbage. Step 1. Better. And of course you can also follow us on Twitter. Links are in the description, and in that description you'll also find links to me and Brandon's personal blogs. We talk about video games and such.
Yes.
So until then, we will see you guys in the next episode of Interactive Friction Season 2. Bye guys.
Tomb Raider 2013. Bye, guys.